Welcome back to NSN Tonight alongside Chris Murray. I'm Mike Stephenson as we continue our coverage of Nevada football's fall camp, getting ready for the USC Trojans on September 2nd. We head now to Mackay Stadium, joined by freshman tight end Jayden O'Rourke out of Tweed Heads, Australia. Jayden, how has fall camp number 1 been for you in that tight end room?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. It's definitely been a struggle. We've had a few injuries, but I'm glad we're pushing through. A lot of the tight ends are just grinding through it day by day, just stacking days, getting better every day. And I'm really enjoying the process and seeing where my potential can take me.
So you played for Gold Coast Stingray Gridiron Club back in Queensland. I guess, how does the football out here in America compare to what you were used to back at home?
I loved playing American football back home, but the American football here is way different. Just the detail that they go into in practices in the film room is just insane to me, and the way I can improve by using those details on the field, I never had that back home.
As you can tell, the tripod is pointed a little up as Jayden stands at 6'9". Jayden, tell us about your upbringing in American football and when you realize, like, maybe I can make a future out of this, and then suddenly here comes the Wolfpack calling.
Yeah, well, it's only a short story. So my first real introduction was, I think I was 16. My family went on a holiday to Hawaii, and we saw a Hawaii college football game. And ever since then, I was like, I really want to play this sport. So I went home, did some research, and I found a club in my local area, and that was the Gold Coast Stingrays. And then I played for them for a couple years, and I really just enjoyed it. And my goal was never to play college at the start, and I kind of saw what I could do. And a guy from overseas, Brendan Collier, he saw my potential, and he took me over to some college visits, and that's where I really got my recruiting started.
So what was it about football in Hawaii, you viewing that for the first time? What intrigued you and made you want to take on this sport?
I think firstly the atmosphere was crazy, and then just the detail of the sport, like how technical it is. Like it's the best team sport out there. Like everybody's got to do their job for it to work, for a play to work, defense, offense. There's nothing quite like it.
Well, you touched on the tight end room specifically, but what has it been like for you being a part of this Nevada Wolfpack team? A lot of the coaches are former players here, longtime coaches here, so I'm sure you've got a feel for just what that team means to this area, but just what's that whole experience been like for you?
It's been great. Coach Sage, Coach Virgil, Coach Nick, Coach Jacob, all of them have really helped me see what I can become, and they've basically become a second family for me out here, you know, helping me off the field as well, and all the players in the room. Not only the tight end room, but the whole team has really been welcoming, and it's been a great experience so far.
So it sounds like you maybe visited a couple of colleges when you were trying to figure out where you wanted to play here in America. What stood out about Nevada, and maybe what were some of the other options you were looking at?
Nevada really stood out to me because of the coaching staff. To have Coach Sage coach some great tight ends coming from UCLA, being the offensive coordinator as well. You know, he really involves the tight ends in his offense. And then Coach Virgil as well, Super Bowl champion, played in the NFL. There's nothing quite like having that experience with him talking to you. And then the location as well. I like the West Coast. I like being here. The weather, with it having all 4 seasons, I never really had that at home. You know, getting snow and the heat, I like it.
I want to ask you about the physicality of football. You guys have gone through a couple of scrimmages. I don't know if you played rugby or not. That obviously is big back in Australia. How have you adjusted to the physical nature of football? Is that something you've had to grow with, or is that something that you've kind of been craving and you really like the hitting?
It's definitely something that I'm looking to work on. I did play rugby from a young age, and then I transitioned to Australian football for my last few years before I played gridiron or American football. And I do enjoy the contact. I'm just working on how to use my contact in an American football way, because I've never really hit in this sort of manner, like front up. In Australian football, it's a lot of chase and tackling, whereas because I play on the offense, I'm blocking. And no, I'm enjoying it. I get to use my size to help me, you know, get leverage, stuff like that.
Something you are pretty seasoned in is surfing back home. Has it been hard not having the ocean nearby, and have you maybe got your fix up at Tahoe or somewhere else?
I have been to Tahoe a couple of times, and I really do enjoy it, but there's no waves, so that's kind of disappointing. But I just grew up right on the beaches, and my family surf, my mom, my dad, my grandparents, my brothers, and it's just something that's always been there. And coming here, like, it's tough, but I came here to play football and get a degree, and I'm happy with where I'm at, and I'm sure every time I go home I'll get plenty of surfing in.
How difficult is it to get a 6'8", 6'9" frame up on a surfboard? You must have pretty good balance, which probably helps you on the football side.
Well, to be honest, I can't even remember when I started surfing. I would have been 2 or 3 years old. My dad put me in a life jacket and threw me on the front of a board. And then I kind of just kept growing, so I kind of had to adjust, ride longer boards for sure. That definitely helps.
That's so cool. Have you had teammates kind of picking your brain on just your history and just trying to get some different stories out of being from Australia?
Oh, every day. Everyone asks about the animals. Is it deadly? It's really not that bad, I have to tell them. And everything's kind of an exaggeration of what they hear out here, like the big spiders. Like, it's there, but they're not going to hurt you. It's fine. Stuff like that. And stories as well, just the landscape.
I was going to say, what's maybe the biggest misconception about the land down under that us Americans think is true, but really isn't true because you're from there?
I don't know, to be honest. Not all of it is the outback. That's probably the biggest thing. Everyone thinks it's just a big desert with kangaroos and koalas, but there's a lot more to it than just that.
Okay, I have one question then. Is Outback Steakhouse a thing in Australia, or is that just an American thing? You guys got the bloomin' onions out there?
I don't think we do, and if we do, I don't know about it, so I don't think it's a thing.
It's funny you asked that because I saw a commercial for Outback right before we walked out here to talk with Jayden, which would probably make Jayden cringe if he watched it. We'll leave you with this, Jayden. A lot of fans are hoping to see a big improvement from last year. Of course, you were not a part of this team last year, but what gives you confidence that we're going to see a really strong silver and blue product come next month?
I think, obviously I wasn't here last year, but the team's coming together a lot this year. Everyone's kind of gluing, and there's a lot of our team is new, transfers, freshmen, and it's like we've been together for a few years. So I really think we've jumped the gap on that. And even in the tight end room, we've got Kalecki coming in, and he's shown some real potential, and I think he'll be great this year. And every position has someone new who's really showing up. And same as the old guys have really taken a step up with all these new transfers.
Well, I think that is music to Wolfpack fans' ears. We are so thrilled to get to meet you here on NSN tonight, Jayden. We can't wait to watch you develop in that tight end room. Thanks for the time.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Great kid.
Yeah, fun interview.
Excited to see what he can turn into at 6'9". Got a guy like Virgil coaching him. That'll certainly help the cause. All right, coming up next year on NSN tonight, it is the latest edition of Circa Best Bets as Mike Pomp joins us from down in Las Vegas.